Joey sat in the audience, listening intently as a visiting author read from his favorite book. Andre, a third grader, presents a lot of challenging behaviors, but he does his best when he receives the positive, individual attention of his reading tutor. Jordan, just a year old, hears the voice of a family member reading to her every single day. And looking to engage and inspire her school's young readers, Hillary, a principal, turns to a local author who she feels could really connect with her kids. We know these authors, tutors, and family members are literary activists. They exist in our communities. They teach kids to love reading. They ensure that the youngest members of our society are read to every day. They give individual attention to struggling students, and they support reading programs in our schools. What's unique about Reach Incorporated, the organization I run, emerges when you learn a little bit more about these literary activists. Because Joey, the one sitting in the audience listening to a reading by his favorite author, he's also a proud younger brother. The author, his sister, a high school junior. Andre, the third grader with serious behavioral challenges, improves under the patient guidance of Dartavius, a ninth grader with his own challenges to overcome. Jordan, the one-year-old child who's read to every day, looks up at the face of her sister, Arvion, an 11th grader who reads all of Reach's books, including her own, which recently became part of the DC Public Schools curriculum. And Hillary, the principal of a pre-K to 12 school, will lean on one of her high school students, Raquel, to excite elementary school kids by reading from her book. At Reach, we build literary activists, warriors of words, to combat this country's literacy crisis. But reading isn't the first step, and books aren't the first tools. 85% of DC public school students don't read at grade level when they enter ninth grade. These problems develop early, as many of you know, as the majority of DC students are already behind by third grade. Some may see two challenges, two distinct crises, but at Reach, we saw an opportunity. Reach develops grade-level readers and capable leaders by preparing teens to serve as tutors and role models for younger students. Our teens are after-school literacy tutors in DC elementary schools, some of the most challenging in the city. What's unique is that we hire teens who themselves have significant reading challenges. During the summer, some continue building literacy skills while also focusing on leadership, communication, and post-secondary planning. As part of this summer program, some of our teens author books. To date, we've published 13, and we've sold or distributed more than 10,000 copies of these titles. Each fall, Reach team fans out to our partner high schools in DC, and we carry large signs trying to catch the attention of kids leaving school on the first day. The signs don't say, become a tutor. They don't say, sign up to read with kids. And they don't say, you can be a mentor. I have little faith that those signs would catch the attention of the kids we want. Our signs say something simple. Want a job? Many of our teens come first for the money. It's a stack of paychecks on the left there. They want to feel grown, and they want to feel the freedom that comes from having a couple bucks in your pocket, from not having to ask for something, but being able to get it with your own resources. That initial hook matters, and it matters especially because many of our teens come to us hating reading. They know their own struggles and the discomfort they've felt when asked to read previously, and too often they've faced undignified and disempowering interventions. That's where Reach is a little bit different. We all can imagine the response we might get if we pull a struggling teen reader out of class to spend time reading Dr. Seuss. In that context, that book is an insult. It shatters the already fragile adolescent ego. But at the same time, we know that the teen needs experience with lower level texts. So, we don't just give him the Dr. Seuss book. We also give him the 7-year-old to read it with. All of a sudden, that teen isn't a struggling reader, he's a tutor. That teen is no longer getting pulled out of class for a literacy intervention, he has a new job. That teen isn't losing dignity, he's making money. Twice each week, our tutors are trained, They create lesson plans, review content, and learn how to be effective tutors. Twice each week, they use those plans in tutoring sessions with 2nd and 3rd grade students. Over the course of the year, teens can get up to an additional 130 hours of literacy instruction, and their students receive about 65 hours. They get paid a monthly stipend, which can increase based on their performance both in and after school. But that only gets them in the door. It's the relationships that keep them. Because when you work with the kids we work with, you have to address them holistically. Many of our tutors have had entirely negative experiences of schooling. It's transformational to walk into a school building and get tackled by a 7-year-old who's been waiting to see you all day. Slowly, the teens that once described Reach as a job start to describe it as a family. And that's when reading becomes the focus. That's when literary activism can occur. After the initial recruitment, the positivity, the unconditionality, the trust building, then we talk about how these newly confident individuals can contribute to the world around them. Some walk that path quickly, while others take a while. But it's important that we help them take this journey, because my ability to be a literary activist is limited. So many of us love books because of the connection we feel, because we see ourselves in those pages. The characters we love speak to our emotions and to our experiences. We need our readers and our content creators to be as diverse as our world. Like China, on the left up here, who was part of our first tutor cohort. 6 years later, she's weathered tremendous challenges and is thriving as a college sophomore. We recently hired her. She now works for Reach, guiding the tutors that follow in her footsteps. Or Daquan, a former classmate of China's. In May, he'll become the first Reach tutor to earn a post-secondary degree, an associate's degree in journalism. Because of what I look like, because of how long I've been in this work and on this earth, because of my background and because of my experiences, all these things limit the impact I can have on the young people that need us most. It's by becoming a facilitator, by helping others to become helpful, that we can become true literary activists, and Reach is building a community of them. Samaje is in her first year as a tutor at Anacostia High. When her student struggles, she won't give the answers, but she will patiently guide her students to the answers. She's exceptionally talented, and the things she's learning now will make her a better sister, mother, community member, grandmother, aunt, teacher, whatever she decides to become. She's exceptional, and she's getting to learn that with us. Chiron used to refuse to read out loud. He would avoid it as much as possible. But we made him, and this year his growth in fluency is clear. And someone's taking notice. His brother, Kyrie. As Chiron's confidence grows, his brother's watching, and his brother's willing to try when given a nudge by Chiron. In Chiron, we can see Kyrie's future. More important, so can Kyrie. Jordan's life has been extraordinarily difficult recently. She's a leader in our program, but she's had to take on additional responsibilities with her younger siblings in the last couple months. For many teens, that might prevent commitment to an extracurricular activity. But at the end of the school day, Jordan leaves school. She goes and picks up her siblings, and then she shows up at work. She's often late, with 2 young kids in tow, but she shows up. And not only is she showing her siblings what it means to keep a commitment, but she's showing her peers toughness and dedication. And when I'm tired, she inspires me. I stand here today as a representative. I represent a community of activists, tutors, teachers, mentors, and storytellers. And I thank the National Book Foundation for this opportunity, especially Leslie, Amy, and Harold, for giving me this opportunity, and to Kyle for the warm introduction. I'm also excited that Ms. Lucas is here today, and what she stands for and what the foundation and where the foundation will go next. I'm honored to be in the presence of other organizations being recognized here today, and those represented by all in the audience. Frankly, I wish I could have my kids standing with me, but bringing 250 people to New York is a bit cost prohibitive. The young people I serve are doing something special in DC, and I serve as a guide. My team taught them what they could offer, and now they're showing the world. They're addressing DC's literacy crisis by becoming tutors our communities need. And they're challenging our perceptions of who can be helpful in that struggle, who can teach, who can contribute, and who can create new narratives. 5 years ago, Kyer was one of those kids. He entered high school as a reader with elementary or middle school reading skills. Each year he improved, discovering the things he had to offer to the students he served. He became a twice-published author, a grade-level reader, and one of the best tutors I ever saw. The picture on the left is the day after his high school graduation. He returned to the elementary school where he once tutored to read books to kids. Zariah, a student he had tutored 2 years earlier, happened to be in the classroom he visited. While other students remained in their seats to listen, Zariah stood up, she grabbed her chair, carried it and placed it down directly in front of Kyer. That was her tutor, and she wanted everyone to know it. Zariah's mother has also told us that her daughter now likes to play Reach at home. She reads Kyer's books to her younger brother. Already, she's an activist in training. Kyer is now a freshman at Morehouse. While he pursues a career in engineering, which is highly upsetting to me because I think he should be an elementary school teacher, he knows that his life will involve tutoring kids in some capacity because it's part of who he is. When he returned to DC after his first semester, Kyer couldn't stay away long. He came back to the birthplace of his activism. He showed up at a Reach tutoring session, wearing a Morehouse sweatshirt, ready, as always, to help. Thank you.